season. So now we're coming up on the second half of the season. So can you talk a little bit about the second half? I mean, because the last episode that I've seen, you challenged the Earl to a battle, and I'm assuming that if you win, does that mean that you take over his position?
I'm not sure. You'll have to question. No, but it gets so much better. Like I said up there before, all the favourite scenes are all at the end. I'm so happy. I'm like glad we got past these ones because I feel like the other ones are so much better. So yeah, me and Earl really get into it, and yeah, it's a great climax.
Is there another expedition coming up?
Yeah,
Back to England?
There's a lot. And 7 is my favourite.
Episode 7?
Yeah, it's got everything in it. There's a lot of fighting, a lot of boat stuff. And,
We have boat battles coming?
no, not yet. Maybe next year.
Next year.
But I'd love to do some boat battles.
Yeah.
So expensive.
So in episode 7, do the English have they figured out that you're coming back, and are they preparing? Is it?
Yeah, they're a lot better prepared for us this time. But
Bigger battle sequence?
yeah, there's a lot of fighting. There's a lot of mind games in a chess game between King Ali and Ragnar. A lot of horse stuff, which I love. A lot of horses, more bigger armors.
Was it fun learning all the Viking tactics with the shields and how to use the
great
sword
fun.
and stuff?
It was great fun. I didn't have that much time to prepare, but it's great fun. I hate learning lines. So the fight stuff's always my favourite, you know. But we did it in any condition, like weather conditions. You know. Just pissing down rain, we did it.
So what's it like to do something that's so outdoorsy with no modern conveniences and...
Oh, it's great. I'm a farm boy, so I think all the other stuff's bullshit, you know. All the fancy stuff, but no, it's great, man. It's just the weather in Ireland is so severe. You know, we hardly got a sunny day, but it makes the show so good. Like even the very first fight that we did on the pilot, it was all just pouring down rain the whole day. And the crew did such an amazing job. They were going up hills and that with the equipment. They cut it together to make it look a lot nicer than what it was. I must have fallen over 50 times that day. You know.
I keep looking for the foreboding that comes with your first name. You know, because like it's the short form of Ragnarok, the end of all things.
Yeah, which is actually an episode where Ragnarok is explained. I think it's in 6 and 8 where they talk about Ragnarok.
The whole, you know, the coming of the beginning of the end.
Yeah, it's actually a great scene. It's sort of played out with some of the Vikings, like an entertainment for the Viking world. You know, we didn't have TV, so they put on some of the Vikings put on a little show.
So playing the end of the world.
Playing the end of the world. Yeah.
Okay.
So Ragnar, he figured there was something west before he had Athelstan, but going back a second time, Athelstan really gave him a lot of information about his enemy.
Yes.
Does he ever appreciate him so much that he might give him his freedom? Can you...
I think he's always going to mess with his head if he's a free man or not. You know, I've got to always act like a boss. You know, be the professional one. I can't go get drunk with the help. No, but our relationship really develops, and he's one of my favorite relationships in the show between me and him. He's such a great actor.
Ragnar does seem to be kind of kind to him, even though he's going and pillaging all his lands. But he's like,
sure.
you're being very kind, treating him like a person and stuff. And it's an interesting sort of dynamic that you two are playing off of.
No, yeah, there's always conflict between us, but I really respect him. My character really respects him.
I wanted to ask a little bit of your progression as the character. In the beginning, it seems like you just want to go west to for the adventure, for the looting and stuff. But a lot has happened in the last couple, 4, 5, and 6, to really put him on sort of a different path against the chieftain. Is there anything you can say about him against the chieftain?
Well, the chieftain is he owns everything. So I want more boats to go west and do the same stuff. You know, I want to have the money to be able to do all that. You know, and that's his main conflict with the chieftain. You know, and if he's lucky enough to become Earl, he'll have that power to get more boats built and use all the money that they make, all the plunder use that money to, or that gold in it to make new boats, more boats. I want to go over the lots of boats.
Well, because actually the boat that you had was given away as a dowry, so something has to happen in order for you to make that trip that you say you're making.
Well, I think that was it was one of the smaller boats, the dowry.
No, I thought it was your boat.
No, I don't. There's a few that look like this, more for the inlets in the bay areas or whatever, but they got smaller boats. I remember there's always smaller boats around set, but they all look the same design, Viking design. I don't think they use our big one. If our big one was sitting next to that boat, you'd notice the size difference. But there's some great scenes, especially in the 7 when we're coming up the river, we're all rowing in 3 boats, and the mist is coming up. There was
In HD it looks so cool.
yeah, it does. And that was my favorite day of shooting, actually.
Okay, can you talk about the theme of trust as it goes on in the series? You have a brother who is betraying you, but then you have the priest who you're confiding in, as well as your wife. Can you talk about how that evolves in the season?
Well, that's actually one of what's such a special relationship with us. Is I feel like I can talk to him and tell him stuff that I can't with other people. Show weaknesses. My character's, he's confident, but he doesn't always know he's doing the right thing. And I feel like Athelstan gives him that outlet. And there's a lot of complications, especially in the last few episodes between me, Lagarth, and me and Rollo. And I'm not sure if it's my character getting just so greedily once more, in a way, but it's not about the treasure. It is to build the boats and that, but it's more about I conquered this place, I conquered that place.
But Rollo does surprise us. There's a twist to what he was saying, and he's smarter than we think he is, because he just seems like he wants to go around fighting and warring.
Yeah. No, he's a great character. He's such a great guy, Clive. I wish he was here today. But he's got 3 kids, so he's, yeah.
Well, they've given us a bit of a tweezer in the upcoming episodes. We find out Stars gets injured. So maybe you could comment.
I didn't see that teaser, but
It's in our.
So maybe you could talk about what it was like to actually do those kinds of scenes where he's no longer as invincible. He becomes injured. He's got to go into this great battle in episode 7 where he might be not as fit as he's used to being.
Yeah, well, it's good. You don't want us. You want us to be able to get hurt. It's a bit superhuman not to get hurt. I mean, in reality, I'm sure you're so lucky to survive one battle. But it's a drama, so it's good to see some of those Vikings get hurt.
But the thing that's interesting about his escape is he's really using his intellect more than just his physical stuff. So can you talk about that, like how he sends people out and then he jumps up,
Well, yeah, well,
That's going to air tonight. By the time we can write this, it's tomorrow night.
It's more to save, he'd do anything to save his children, so it's, he helps get his children to safety and then has to deal with the people himself, which he doesn't come off the best.
So the show is kind of interesting because it uses a lot of very accurate descriptions of what the language was like and what the culture was like. What's it been like, sort of learning about
the language is
being
difficult.
the language is difficult.
Very difficult. It's so hard. I only speak Australian, so. But it was very difficult, but it's a great education, because nobody wrote or read back then, none of the Vikings, so we're portrayed by people who we attacked, and there's a basic facts about Vikings, but nobody really knows exactly what it was like.
But your character shows that they are brilliant navigators. I mean, in the very first episode.
Yeah, that's very true. How they're amazing, courageous to do that. Imagine sailing out there. That's why I respect my character the most. He's just so courageous to go straight over the ocean, not knowing if you're going to go. Back then, I'm sure they thought there's a cliff over. There's that end of the world.
Do you think he's a man of faith of something? I mean, we have the weird oracles in the beginning, and then we have the faith to just go and trust your gut.
Well, I think it's the same courage to do something like that, to go off into no man's land and not knowing what's there. It's the same courage as it is to fight. you know. So they all want to go to Valhalla, and I'm sure Ragnar thinks that being so courageous to do these expeditions that he's doing will certainly get him into Valhalla, which is a whole Viking thing. You want to die a courageous death.
Well, it's very intriguing. We're looking forward to your big battle coming up.
Good. I
Thank
hope
you.
you enjoy the show.
Thank you.